Hi, everyone, and welcome. We're going to be talking about vitamin green, about how our time in nature can boost our health. And this is from an article by Dr. Mercola that is the 25-3 natural prescription on how much time you should spend outside. If you have any questions, please feel free to give Dr. Justine a quick text at 647-987-9355. I wanted to welcome Dr. Justine. She is our leader here at the Justine Blainey Wellness Center, but she is also that girl that removed the sexual discrimination in sports at the age of 15 through the Ontario Human Rights Code. She is a chiropractor, a wife, a mother of two, but she's also a warrior for your health and wellness. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
Hello, everyone. Lots and lots of great information and definitely learning more about green and the 25-3 goal for your green time. But we do have lots of upcoming wellness talk with my husband, Dr. Blake. He's going to be talking about gut health and probiotics. More information about arthritis, about the damaging effects of sitting and how do you manage that if you have a sitting job, if you have sitosis. And then, of course, what about electrolytes? Is Gatorade good for you when you're sweating a ton? How do you get healthier electrolytes? So always something new for you, something to help you be your best and share it with others. So today we're talking about getting nature. You can't get enough. Look how beautiful those waterfalls are. We are designed for time in nature. Is going to help us physically, emotionally, and to help our mental health. So we're going to talk about how much and how can you get this green time. So Rachel Hopman is a PhD neuroscientist, developed this nature pyramid. And this is what we're going to talk about, the 25-3 rule. So you go look at the pyramid. Our goal is 20 to 40 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week outside. That includes in the winter. You still see evergreens in the winter. So outside, walking, biking, running, hiking, snowboarding, skiing, outside time, 20 minutes is the bare minimum 3 times a week. And the goal is 40 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. That works out to about 5 hours a month. So you have your 20 and then 5 hours a month. And then 1 to 3 days each year where you have the whole day in nature, your whole day outside, 1 to 3 days. That's your 25-3 rule by Rachel Hopman, PhD. So we're going to go through it more in detail in order to be able to help you. So that 20 minutes nature, that's the minimum 3 times a week. And if you can't be walking or moving, sit outside in nature. Garden outside in nature, just some time with things that are outside. Definitely best if you're away in real natural environments like parks, forests, conservations. But if not, your backyard's great. Our pathways through Brampton are great. So let's talk about those benefits, just getting that outside time. Improves your memory, improves your cognitive function. Yes, right? Helps with Alzheimer's, decreases that cortisol, that overall stress response. And it does not count if you're walking and talking with earbuds, if you're walking with your phone and looking and reading something on your phone. It's okay if you're listening to music, but you're ideally you still want to have time where you hear the birds, you hear the rustle of the leaves in the fall. We want to be able to make sure we get that connection. That connection is like walking meditation. So get the phone off, away from your ears. They call this putting your brain into soft fascination mode. So you're similar to walking meditation. You're noticing things around you. So as we go those benefits, it's a deserved break for your brain, and it helps the posterior, I mean, that's the back, alpha power brain function. So it's going to help us, our brains function better when we connect to nature compared to those who don't. So 5 hours out in gold semi-wild nature each month. So that's time on hikes, time, even if you're snowboarding, you're skiing, but you're outside and you're outside of the, seeing buildings, seeing cars. You're getting yourself into real natural provincial parks or conservation areas, wilder spaces around the cottage, something a little bit different than a city park. If you can't, anything green, anything outside is better than nothing. All right. There is art in nature. It's beautiful. We want to notice these changes and these differences when we are in nature. They call them fractals, but they're different repeating patterns that you see in the clouds, in the trees, in the mountains, in the vegetables, in the colors, in the leaves. We want to be able to see these fractals, these differences, and appreciate them as walking art. And art and that appreciation goes towards gratitude and goals of taking care of our environment. Our nature is so amazing, so beautiful, so complex, so intriguing, and it's very different than the buildings that are square or have right angles. We want to get or duller colors. We want to look and be amazed at these amazing changes. Whether you're noticing a mushroom, you're noticing, I was at the cottage noticing frogs and toads with my nephew, noticing he wanted to pick up the dandelion, big spider, and he wanted to look at the worms, right? To be able to see and appreciate all of our amazing things in our nature. All right, so that's also 3 days in the year for the 20 minutes minimum, 5 days a month, and 3 days in nature where you're hiking, you're sort of off grid, but you're off your phone. This is part of what we've talked about is a detox, an EMF detox. So you're not with your phone, you're getting time. Now, if that's too difficult, start with just 1 day in nature, leaving your phone off, not connecting to your phone, not checking Facebook, getting your opportunity to improve your creativity, reduce your burnout, improve your overall health by getting outside of the city. Now, for some, that might be, tenting or camping in your backyard, but just getting that time outside. They have shown those who, this study on river rafting, so just getting outside into the blue, into the green, reduce PTSD, reduce stress, improved relationships, improved overall satisfaction of life. Isn't that what we all want? So this is essentially very inexpensive or free to get ourselves outside. All right. So that time in nature away from the urban lifestyle. Urban lifestyle typically is defined as screen time, limited outside, focused studies or focused work, driving a car in a house in a box, car in a box, work in a box. Even prison inmates are forced and need outside time. Our challenge is our children are not getting enough outside time, and our parents are not getting enough outside time. And yet, outside time is fundamental for our health, physical, chemical, emotional, mental health. So when we need the green time, we need the blue time. That's time, rivers, brooks, canals. Even when we walk these paths or run these paths, bike these paths in Brampton, you'll see the canals, the rivers. You notice the birds. Notice the marshes, the coastlines. If you get the opportunity to go on holidays, opportunity to notice all the different changes in colors in blue and green will create a positivity for our overall mental health, which helps our physical health. And so we know that when people go on holidays, they have an opportunity to reduce burnout, reduce that cortisol response, reduce that stress. So it is important to have quarterly time just away from work, even if it's just 1 day in nature, an absolute minimum to try and do it quarterly. So now they talk about, these 3 to 5 days, but spreading them out throughout the year will help reduce your overall stress. All right. So those green and blues create what's called nature connectedness. It's a feeling of psychologically connecting to your nature to affect our mental health and reduce depression. We know that time will, when you're noticing the colors, you're appreciating the times, you're creating gratitude for the colors, for the views, will reduce overall mental stress. And of course, it makes you move. So you're getting physical movement, which will overall improve your health as well. So some of my favorite places, I love to run in our Brampton parks. I love to bike in our Brampton parks, but also at the cottage, I have a favorite hill since I was about 14. Love to run and see if I can make it up. It takes about 8 minutes to run up to challenge myself. But find your favorite spot, because as I run towards that hill, there's 3 marshes to run by. I'll see caterpillars, I'll see animals, I'll see birds, to try and notice those. So where is your favorite spot that you can get to on a regular basis? We know if we get that outside time, it's going to improve your sun exposure, which improves your vitamin D. So the goal is not only 20 minutes, but goal is 40 minutes of vitamin D time. And I personally find that hard because I work inside. So we have to actively look for that outside time. So vitamin T, according to research, so important for your overall health, for diabetes, osteoporosis, cancer, joint pain, your immune system, emotional health, anxiety, depression. So if you don't know your vitamin D levels, get them tested. Test, don't guess. For me, because I do work inside, even though I try to get outside, 5 times a week or 7 times a week, I still don't get enough time in vitamin D because some of the time is outside early mornings and the sun isn't out. So making sure you test, don't guess, because I need more vitamin D than most. And also because my skin is fair, white, slim, female, I need more vitamin D, and I need typically 5 to 8,000 instead of the typical 2 to 5,000 that's recommended. So test, don't guess, and ask for your vitamin D to be checked, especially if you work indoors. Vitamin D deficiency can affect your moods, depression, your energy, make you more sensitive to pain, inflammation, make you sleepy, affect muscle strength, affect your immune system, your blood pressure, endurance, affect your bones. So this is so vitally important to have your vitamin D checked, and you're getting good quality vitamin D3. Not all vitamins are equal, so make sure you get pure vitamin D3, and that's what we sell at our office, pure brand. All right. Now, your time outside. So we talked about 20 minutes with that pyramid to minimum to 40 minutes outside walking, getting sunshine 3 to 4 times a week. That's your base. About 5 hours at least every month outside, and then 3 days to disconnect, and ideally spreading them out quarterly, sort of 1 to 4 times a year. Her minimum was 1 to twice a year. This is your minimum standard to get your quality outside wild nature time to help your overall health. And while you're outside, the goal is to be in gratitude, in awe, in soft fascination, in moving meditation, to enjoy that amount of time outside. That's going to help your overall health. All of this is about reducing stress on your nervous system, reducing that cortisol response. And when we reduce that response, that helps your nervous system function better. And chiropractors are experts in the nervous system. We are experts in finding and removing subluxations. Those are the pressure, the twists, the turns, the pressure from sitting at a desk, from standing long periods, from sleeping poorly, from stress building up, that causes subluxations. Getting time in nature reduces the risks and the pressure of these subluxations, But if you find yourself overwhelmed, you find yourself sitting a lot, you find yourself inside a lot, make sure you're getting your regular chiropractic checkups to reduce the stress on your nervous system by getting regular spinal checkups and regular adjustments. I hope this helps and you enjoy your time in nature. It reminds you to be fascinated, to be in awe of the beauty around us. I love it, and I hope you do too. Stay connected. We're here to help you.